I want to talk about your neighbors. Your neighbors. Okay? Can I be so bold to talk about your neighbors? You know how you can figure out if your neighbors are honest? You should talk to them about the NFL. Well, what do I mean by that? What do you mean by that? What do you mean, Michael? What are you talking about? All right, let me back it up a little bit. Let me back it up. Now, I like to read. I like to read a lot. And so I read this column sometimes in the New York Times. It's kind of like a wrap-up of all the things that have happened in the news. It's not a sports column per se. It's just all the things that are happening in society. And in this column, the writer says that your neighbors don't always like talking about race or diversity. They like talking about fairness. So if you really want to, and you know what neighbors I'm talking about, okay, certain kind of neighbors, they don't want to talk about race. They don't want to talk about diversity. They want to talk about fairness. So if you really want to get their attention, you can't say, you can't make it racial. You got to make it about fairness. Okay. So I think you should talk to your neighbors about the National Football League and a fairness situation that has arisen and that has come to a head today. And I think it is one of the saddest days in the NFL. Today is one of the saddest days of 2023 if you really care about fairness in the National Football League. Because today we learned that Eric Bieniemy is going to go from the Kansas City Chiefs, who won the Super Bowl. Okay, they just won the Super Bowl. It wasn't even a week ago. Kansas City Chiefs, one of the model organizations. Y'all know the history, right? Clark Hunt's father, the great Lamar Hunt. The Lamar Hunt Trophy is named after, the AFC Conference Championship Trophy is named after Lamar Hunt. Lamar Hunt named the Super Bowl because he saw one of his kids playing with something called a Super Ball in the 1960s, and he said, "Oh, Super Bowl. This is one of the great organizations in sports. This is an organization on the cusp of a dynasty." Eric Bieniemy has not one, but 2 Super Bowl rings here with these Kansas City Chiefs. And Eric Bieniemy, offensive coordinator of the Kansas City Chiefs, is going to one of the worst organizations in all of sports, the Washington Commanders. Why? Is he from D.C.? No. Does he love D.C.? No. Does he love Daniel Snyder? No. He's going to the Washington Commanders because he feels like that's his best shot of getting a head coaching position. Now, you say, what's wrong with that? What's wrong with that? There's a lot wrong with that if you care about fairness more than diversity. I haven't talked about diversity yet. I'm talking about fairness. I just want you to, I want to point out, I got a list. I made a list here of some of the sous chefs. I call them sous chefs, okay? Because I hear some of these critics out here. This is a preemptive strike. I hear some of the critics saying, well, wait a minute. Yeah, he may be the offensive coordinator of the Kansas City Chiefs, but my man doesn't call plays for the Kansas City Chiefs. That's Andy Reid. Andy Reid is the play caller. So why are you getting all worked up about Eric Bieniemy becoming a head coach when he's not even the primary play caller for the Kansas City Chiefs? So he's an offensive coordinator who doesn't call plays. I call them sous chefs. You know, they get everything ready. They run the meetings, and they turn it over to the chef and let the chef cook. So Andy Reid cooks off of the things that Eric Bieniemy prepares. Now, there's some sous chefs lately. I got a list of sous chefs who have been given head coaching positions in the last few years. Nathaniel Hackett was a sous chef in Green Bay. Mike McDaniel, he did his suing in San Francisco. Matt Nagy was with the Kansas City Chiefs. Went to Chicago. Kevin O'Connell was with the Rams. He's now in Minnesota. Zach Taylor was with the Rams. He's now in Cincinnati. So, yeah, there are a lot of guys like that who haven't called plays and yet get head coaching positions. And I can tell you in the last 4 years, I can't help it. I may have to tell your neighbors. Tell your neighbors now. Tell your neighbors. He's about to bring up race. He's about to bring up race. Brace yourselves. In the last 4 years, in the Super Bowl, last 4 or 5 years, Super Bowl participants, head coach, O coordinator, D coordinator. Most of the time when your team makes it to the Super Bowl, whether you win or lose, somebody on your staff is out. Not for a lateral position like Eric Bieniemy. They're out for a promotion, including this year. Now, Eric Bieniemy, O coordinator of the Kansas City Chiefs, they really made Philadelphia look silly in the second half. I mean, they were running plays they were wide open. This is like pitch and catch. They were running plays against air in the second half of a Super Bowl. This was brilliant preparation. But the guy that Eric Bieniemy was running these plays against, Jonathan Gannon, Super Bowl losing defensive coordinator, he's head coach now in Arizona. Super Bowl losing offensive coordinator Shane Steichen, not hating on either one of them, just giving you facts. Shane Steichen, Super Bowl losing coordinator, is now the head coach of the Indianapolis Colts. And so I will tell you that since 2018, somebody who has been in the Super Bowl as an O coordinator or D coordinator, if they're white, in the last 5 years, if they're white and they've been in the Super Bowl, they got another job. Okay? Except for Eric Bieniemy and Byron Leftwich. Okay, like, come on. Come on, I'm just trying to tell you. So this is a sad story, and if you care about fairness, you got to look at this today and say, this is awful. Hey, thank you for watching Brother from Another. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, go ahead and do that now. Don't forget, you can catch us 3 to 4 weekdays on PeacockTV.com and on Sirius XM Channel 85.